सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। Yes.
We were seeing the Antaranga sadhana for Jnanotpatti, and there we have seen that there are 8 Antaranga sadhana, Vivekadi Chatushtaya and Shravanadi Chatushtaya. Out of that, we saw that Vivekadi Chatushtaya is Gauna Antaranga sadhana, whereas Shravanadi Chatushtaya is the Mukhya Antaranga sadhana. And even in that Mukhya Antaranga sadhana, we saw that Shravanam, being Vichara Rupa, is not the Pramanam. The Pramanam is Mahavakya. For Jiva Brahma Aikyam, the Pramanam is Mahavakya. Jnanam. The Pramanam is Mahavakya. And thus that Pramana Rupa Mahavakya is the innermost Antaranga sadhana. And
Innermost Antaranga. You can say Antarmost sadhana, yeah. Or Parama Antaranga sadhana. Parama Mukhya Antaranga sadhana.
And we saw that even Shravanam can be called Pramanam because even though the Mahavakya gives the Jnanam, Shravanam removes the obstacles in that Jnanam. And because of that, Shravanam can also be called Pramanam. And then we were seeing the part of the Tippani where the Tippanikara is explaining the Shad Tatparya.
So there one more point we say that the Shravanam is considered Pramanam in 2 ways. One is Pratibandhaka Nivritti. And Mahavakya Shravanam is also Pramanam. Mahavakya means Pramanam means what? Shruyamana Mahavakya is Pramanam. So Mahavakya Shravanam is also Pramanam. So Mahavakya Shravanam is Mukhya Pramanam and Tatparya Nirnayaka Vichara Rupa Shravanam is Pratibandhaka Nivritti Dwara Pramanam. Okay?
So there we have seen that we are calling Shabda as the Pramanam, and when we are saying Mahavakya Shravanam is also Pramanam, then how do we reconcile?
Mahavakya.
We earlier said Shabda is the Pramanam here.
Shabda is a Shruyamana Shabda. So we Shruyamana Shabda we are changing in the form of Shabda Shravana. That's why I gave the example that eaten food we can say or food eating both will be the same. So we want to highlight that which part or which aspect of Shravanam is the Parama Antaranga Sadhana. Therefore we said 3 divisions. What are the 3 divisions? Somehow it is like what is called blocked out.
The 3 divisions of Shravanam we saw were Tatparya Nirnayaka Rupa Vicharaha. Second was Mahavakyartha Vicharaha. And third was Tattvam Padartha Shodhana Rupa Vicharaha.
So out of these 3, which is the Mukhya Shravanam, which is Pramanam?
Mahavakyartha Rupa Vichara.
Mahavakyartha Vichara Rupa, Mahavakyartha Shravana Rupa. So that way we reconcile. The Shravanam is considered to be the main Pramanam. And now we are saying Shravanam is not the Sakshat Sadhana, Antaraka Sadhana. So we say that in Shravanam, with Tatvam Padartha Shodhanam we keep aside. The Tatparya Nirnaya Vichara Rupa Shravanam is not the Mukhya Antaranga Sadhana, main decisive sadhana. Only Mahavakyartha is the Mukhya Sadhana. Mahavakyartha Shravanam, Mahavakyartha Vichara is Mukhya Sadhana. Okay. Then now Linga.
Then when it was said that this Shravanam is Vichara Rupa and hence not Pramana, there we understand Vichara in general and not specific. That is how we understand it.
Vichara to remove the doubts, Pratibandhaka. What Pratibandhaka? That is Mahavakya is the Tatparya Rupa or Arthavada Rupa. Is Shruti serious about this statement or not? That Nirnaya we are doing.
And I had written that Shravanam is Vichara Rupa and Vichara is not the Pramanam. Shabda is the Pramanam. And now we are again coming back to Vichara alone as the Pramanam.
Shravanam is generally understood to be Vichara Rupa.
So in
that Shravanam is not the Mukhya Pramana.
In general, Vichara Rupa, therefore not Pramana.
Shravanam is generally Tatparya Nirnayaka Vichara Rupa. And that Tatparya Nirnayaka Vichara Rupa Shravanam is not the Pramana. But Mahavakya Shravanam is Pramana. Mahavakya Swarupata is not Pramana. No? Mahavakya Shruyamana Mahavakya is Pramana. Pramanam is Pramakarana. It will be possible only when it is heard. So Shravanam is involved.
So finally, Vichara alone is the Pramana. Like Mahavakya, the Vichara is the.
But Vicharatva and Vichara not Pramana. Vicharatva Avachedekane. Khali Vichara is only Vichara is not Pramana. Otherwise, who am I also is a Vichara only. So we say Vicharatva and Vichara is not Pramana. But Mahavakyartha Vichara can be considered Pramana. So Mahavakyartha Shravana is Pramana. In fact, we are going to say that Mahavakyartha Shravanam, the Shruyamana Mahavakya itself is Pramana. When you hear, you are Brahman, you get Jnanam, I am Brahman. You get Jnanam or not. Even Vichara is not that, you know the language. That itself is, he is calling that the Prama. But that Prama is like a ore of the gold, of gold. It needs to be cleansed. So, but what you got from the mine is gold only. But gold mixed with so many other minerals. But finally, what is the means for getting gold? Not cleansing. That mine only. So Mahavakyas are mine sthani. And Akara. Sanskrit is called Akara. Akara sthani. You get gold from that only. But that gold comes with so many other minerals. Most of the people. Some people may get pure gold also. Sometimes by chance. But most of the time it is like that. Is it clear? So that's what we want to say. That if Mahavakya heard, Mahavakya itself, Shravanam itself is a Pramana. Or Shravanam or the Shruyamana Mahavakya is Pramana.
So Mahavakya Shravanam is the innermost sadhanam. And then we saw one more definition of Shravanam as Pramana Vishayaka Nivrutti Sadhanam. Pramana Vishayaka Sanshaya Nivrutti Sadhanam. It is the means for removing the doubt regarding the Tatparyam of Pramana.
So that Shravanam will be of what type?
Of the second, the Tatparya Avadharana Rupa Shravanam.
That is the Pramana Vishayaka Samshaya Nivartaka Sadhana. But generally, this Tatparya Nirnayaka Shravanam alone is popularly known as Shravanam. He is just making the difference. Generally, this distinction is not made. His complete package is called Shravanam. इसमें महावाक्य श्रवण भी आ जाता है, तत्व पदार्थ श्रवणम and this तात्पर्य निर्णय श्रवण. All three put together is generally called Shravanam. Is it clear? So when we say Shravanam is the main sadhanam for getting Jnanam, which Shravanam? In general, in general, when we say Shravanam is the main sadhanam for getting Jnanam, in general, when it is said, not Vichara Sagara. Vichara Sagara a little bit, you have to drown. So then you come up. But general floating is there. You are just swimming in a river. Then Shravanam is what? This is all three put together. Is clear? So Shravanam means Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam, then Mahavakyartha Shravanam, then Tatparya Nirnaya, all put together with Shravanam. And that is Pramana. उसमें gold है ना, Mahavakya gold is there. So we can say this is gold. Somebody showed the ore and said this is gold. It's not wrong. Right only. So like that, how Shravanam is Pramana or Shravanam is the Antaranga Sadhana. He wants to just a further dissection he wants to do, and he wants to further specify what really matters in such a big machine. What is the central thing that he wants to show? In such a big machine, main thing will be very little. All other things are maybe supportive and some packing and all this. Main thing will be very little. So he wants to show the main thing is Mahavakya. Otherwise, Mahavakya is contained in the Shravana, which is generally talked about. Is it clear?
And then the Tipanikara was explaining the Shadvida Tatparya Lingas. And the first linga is Upakramopa Samharaikya Rupam. Aikya Rupyam Ekam linga. So it is in the form of the oneness, concurrence, or harmony of the subject matter in the beginning and the subject matter at the end. So the idea is the oneness of the subject matter in the beginning and the end suggests that that subject matter can be the Tatparya of the Shruti.
That particular chapter. What next?
So, here's the example of Chandogya 6th chapter is given. So in the beginning of the teaching in Chandogya, it is said that Brahma is non-dual. So non-duality of Brahma is the subject matter there. And in the end also, that same subject matter is presented. Aitadatmyam idagum sarvam. Everything has got Brahma as its essence, Atma, which suggests that everything is mithya and hence Brahma alone is there and thus Brahma is non-dual. And because of this concurrence of subject matter, this Advitiya Brahma can be the Tatparyam of this Chandogya 6th chapter. And then the second lingam is Abhyasaha. So here Tipanikara says that even in the world we see that a person who is desirous presents his desired subject matter again and again through different sentences, and by that we understand that that person has got tatparyam in conveying that desired subject matter. Similarly, in the 6th chapter, Shruti also presents this Pratyak Brahma Aikyam through different statements which are endowed with logic. And this Aikyam is presented 9 times by the repetition of this Mahavakya Tattvamasi. So by that we understand that Shruti has got Tatparyam in conveying Pratyak Brahma Aikyam. And the third linga which we are seeing is Apurvata. So here the idea is Shruti will have Tatparyam in conveying only that subject matter with respect to which it has uniqueness. For example, Dvaitam cannot be the subject matter or Tatparya Vishaya of Shruti because it can be known by other pramanas also, like Pratyaksha, Anumana, Arthapatti. So therefore, Dvaitam cannot be the Tatparya Vishaya of Shruti. And here, in this note, it will be said that Shruti has Tatparyam in revealing the Advitiya Brahma, which is non-separate from oneself. Because Shruti has uniqueness in presenting the subject matter.
Yes. We did not complete this. So we are seeing Shravana Lakshanam. 24th Avarta Shravana Lakshanam. The definition of Shravana. And definition of Shravanam, popular Shravanam, given was mental activity leading to ascertainment of the purport of all Vedanta Vakyas in non-dual Brahma, which is non-separate from itself. And how is it done? Yuktya, with reasoning. What type of reasoning? Shadvida Tatparya Lingi. So Yuktya alone is explained. Reasoning in the form of sixfold indicators. And the sixfold indicators are called Tatparya Linga because they are indicative of the purport of Vedanta. Tatparyasya lingani tatparyalingani tehi. And they are indicators of tatparya means what? These sixfold indicators are leading to the knowledge of the tatparya of Vedanta. Therefore, they are called tatparya linga. And there are six. We have seen the first one, Upakramopasamhara Aikya Rupyam, means uniformity, consistency, concurrence of the subject matter in the beginning and the subject matter in the end. Upakrama and Upasamhara refers to the subject matter in the beginning and the end. So that uniformity, consistency of the subject matter in the beginning and the end suggests the Tattvarya. If one particular subject matter is told in the beginning and the same is repeated in the end, it means that Tattvarya means there in that subject matter. And here, Advitiya Brahma was presented in the beginning, Advitiya Brahma was present at the end, therefore Advitiya Brahma is the Tattvarya Vishaya. Then Abhyasa. Yat abhyasyate tatra Tattvarya. Whatever is repeated, in that subject matter there is Tattvarya. And here Advaita, you are Brahman. All that is here is Brahman alone. Etadatmya vidam sarvam is that. All that is here is Brahman alone. And that alone is real. Sa Atma, that is the Atma of everyone. And therefore it is Atma of you also. Thus, this Advaita was repeated 9 times. And what is repeated is the Tattvarya. Now the third lingam is Apurvata. Apurvata means uniqueness. Tattvarya of the Shastra can be there only in that thing which has got uniqueness. Uniqueness in the sense it cannot be revealed by anything else. Apurvata means Prakarana Pratipadyasya Pramanantara Vishayikaranam. Whatever is the subject matter of the chapter is not available for objectification by any other means of knowledge. That status of the subject matter is called Apurvata, uniqueness. So, uniqueness of the subject matter means it is available only by Shastra. Only it is available to be known only by Shastra and not available for any other means of knowledge. So the subject matter is available, particular subject matter is available only through Shastra and not through any other means of knowledge. That status of the subject matter is called Apurvata. Being available only for Shastra, not being available for any other means of knowledge, that is called Apurvata. And Apurvata also is an indicator. Because Shastra can have Tatprem only in Apurva. If something is not Apurva, means uniquely available by Shastra, then it cannot become even a Prameya of Shastra, much less Tatparya. If something can be known by other means of knowledge, then it is not the subject matter of Shastra. That is why we say the speed of light. They say it is presented in Shastra, Vedas. Really speaking, is not presented in Vedas. There is one Smriti shloka in there. There is a mantra about Surya, and in that context, Sayanacharya has quoted some Smriti Vakya. And in that, the speed of light is suggested. So people say Vedas are scientific because speed of light was told by Vedas some 5,000 years ago. First of all, we don't accept 5,000 years. 5,000 years ago, it was not there. Vedas have been there since the beginning of creation. And in revealing the speed of light, Vedas are not Pramana. So, speed of light is not even Prameya of Shastra, much less it can be Tattparya. Similarly, any subject matter, if it can be known by other means of knowledge, it cannot be even Prameya of Shastra. One of the Prameyas, much less it can be Tattparya Rupa Prameya. Is it clear? So, for something to be the Tattparya Vishaya, the minimum condition is it should be Apurva. If Apurvata is there, then only it can be the Tattparya Vishaya of Shastra. If Apurvata is not there, it cannot be even Prameya, much less Tattparya. Alright. And Shruti herself tells that this subject matter is Apurva. And by saying that this is Apurva, Shruti is indicating Tattparya. Like somebody, says when you go to that person, you learn this from him. Because that is where his expertise is. He is expert in the Vidya where this mercury is converted into gold. So when you go to that person, you should learn that. Don't say you tell me how to make idlis. So people should know. People come to Swamiji's and they ask some questions which they can otherwise get the answer. Google search also they can get the answer. So such questions should not be asked. जैसे स्वामी जी ये कितना एकड़ लैंड है, ये स्वामी जी को पूछते हैं. So, कितने कमरे हैं स्वामी जी, how many rooms are there? That question you need not ask. If you have nothing to ask, you can ask that also. But really speaking, when you go to a person, you should take benefit which you can get from that person only. So Vedas are not meant for revealing the speed of light. And therefore, we use Apurvata as a lingam for ascertaining the Tattparya Vishaya. And in this connection, one more point we see that the definition of Pramanam is Anadhigata, Abadita, Artha, Bodhakam, Pramanam. Pramanam is that which is revealing the subject matter which is Anadhigata, not known otherwise. Abadita, unnegatable. And therefore, Shruti being Pramanam will have Tattparyam only in that thing which is Apurva. And therefore, Apurvata also becomes one lingam. If somebody says Tattparyam is in Dvaitam, then this Apurva lingam will not be there. Because Dvaitam is already known to me. I don't require Shastra to tell that I am different, Ishvara is different. What a big thing. It's very evident. That it's like, somebody does so much analysis and so much trying to differentiate two horses. You know that. So he said, that horse is hair, tail is long, like short, I will make it, and all this. Hey, you have to say horse is red, mine horse is brown. That's all. Difference is very evident. Why should you do all this thing? The tail of your horse is this much, my tail, the horse tail is this much. Why should you do all this? Color is so, from the sight itself you can see it. Why should you do that? Weight of your horse is this. You don't require. You can easily distinguish. So I am different, Ishvara is different. To know that, you don't have to go to Shastra. And therefore, Dvaitam cannot be Tatparya of Shastra. And that idea, Advaitam alone can be Tatparya of Shastra. And this is presented in a very Apurva manner. This Apurvata, the way he has put Apurvata is really Apurva. He has made it little complicated. Means we can say intricate. Yeah. Advitiyam Pratyaya Bhinnam Brahma Vedantetara Pramana Gamyam iti Arthaha. We have to connect with Artha. Advitiyam, non-dual. Pratyaka Bhinna Brahma. Brahman which is non-separate from the inner self. Again and again Shastra is telling. By chance you have forgotten. Again in the Shastra that Brahman is non-separate from you. Brahman is your name only. You cannot tell this because everybody says my name is Brahman, complication lab. But really in Brihadaranyaka it comes. When child is given the name, first he is told you are Brahman. Brahman Namasi, you are Brahman only. You are having the name Brahman. But then problem, because everybody will be called Brahman, Brahman, so we have to put number. Like star they put, no, the star, this number, this is 4765 something. So we have to say Brahman number 1, Brahman number 2, like that. Therefore we have got the name. Otherwise original name is what? It's a nice thing, no? My original name is Brahman. What your book you can write. Only thing the other person will take it. Why? He said, I am also. Okay, so I just, by the way, Advitiyam Pratyaka Bhinna Brahma. That Brahman is Vedanta Itara Pramana Agamyam. This Advitiyam Brahman is Agamyam, is not knowable by Pramana, the means of knowledge, which is Itara, other than Vedanta. This Advitiya Brahma is not knowable by any Pramana other than Vedanta. Iti Arthaha. This type of idea is Vachanehi Gamyate. That will come. So first we will understand this one idea. Second is Swaprakashatvena Nitya Aparoksham. Brahman is being Swaprakasha, self-evident. It is Nitya Aparoksham. It is ever directly available, ever immediate. Iti cha artha. This idea, two ideas. Brahman cannot be known by other means of knowledge, and in fact, Brahman being self-evident, it is all the time available immediately as I am. So by this, what is suggested? That Brahman is not presented by Shastra as a new object. Like some new star, no? That every now and then we read this. NASA has found out one more star, one more constellation, one more galaxy. Similarly, like one more galaxy-like thing is found out called Brahman by Shastra. Shastra says there is one more galaxy-like thing called Brahman, which is a black hole. So it's not like that. Brahman is available as Nitya Aparoksha, as I am. Then why Shastra is required? Because this Brahman which is available as I am is wrongly understood by me. So I understand this Brahman which is available as I am in the form of this body, in the form of mind, in the form of sense organs. And therefore I have a conclusion that I am limited. So Brahman which is available as Atma is wrongly understood to be limited, dukhi, samsari, inferior. And therefore Shastra has a role to play. What is the role of the Shastra? Siddham tu nivartakatva. In Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Karika Bhashyam, Bhashyakara says, Shastrasya Pramanyam Siddham. Kadam, Dravidacharya's sentence. The the status of being a means of knowledge is established for Shastra. How? Nivartakatva. Because it is remover of the ignorance and the mistakes about oneself, about Brahman, which is available as oneself. So, Shastrasya Pramanyam Siddham Kadam Bhranti Nivartakatvena Ajnana Nivartakatvena, as the remover of ignorance and Bhranti. So you are saying, one side you are telling that Brahman is evident as Atma. If evident, how can you say there is ignorance? So Brahman is evident as I am. But this Brahman is Ananda Swarupa, limitless. That is not known. So Brahman is known but not known completely. And therefore, some ignorance is there. Like sometimes you say that you have somebody there. So you cannot say I don't have knowledge at all of that person. But whether it's a male or female, whether it's young or old, the person of this ashram or coming from outside, we don't know. So knowledge is there and ignorance is there. And that ignorance is removed by the Shastra. And ignorance born mistakes are removed by Shastra. And that can be done by Shastra Pramanam. It cannot be done by any other means of knowledge. Why? Because it is me, one who is a Pramata. And therefore, we require some outside means to tell that you are not this. It is something like to see my face. I cannot use my eyes directly. I cannot use my ears. I require an outside mirror. Without mirror, I cannot see my face. And therefore, here also Shastra being like mirrors, Shastra alone can reveal what really I am. And therefore, two ideas are suggested. Two ideas are I talked about here. One is that Advitiya Brahman is not available by any means other than Vedanta, and Brahman is Nitya Paroksha, Nitya Aparoksha. Iti cha arthaha Gamyate is understood. Should be connected with Gamyate. These two ideas are understood. That cannot be known by other means of knowledge, and it is Aparoksha. Swaprakasha, being Swaprakasha is Aparoksha. How? Guru Vedanta Vakya Shraddha Matra Samadhi Gamyatva Bodhakatva Vachani. This idea is understood by the statements. Achha, what statements? Let us keep in mind this Shraddhatva Somya. By the statements such as Shraddhatsva Somya. Oh Somya, a good looking one. The father really loves his son so much. So every now and then, hey Somya, good looking one, good looking one. So our Shweta Ketu must be Shweta. So a good looking one. Anyway, so Somya, Shraddhatsva. May you have Shraddha. May you trust that there is Brahma, which is the cause of everything. This statement comes, Shraddhatva Somya, in the context of the example given. The example of the seed and the tree. Acharya, this Uddalaka says that in this small seed of banyan tree, right now we are not able to see that there is a tree, banyan tree. You are not able to see. But it is there. Because from the seed alone the tree comes. If tree is not there, it cannot come. It means it is there. But you are not able to see. So right now we have Shraddha. That there is a tree that, in fact, with that Shraddha only you can plant the tree or you can sow the seed. And similarly here, you are not seeing Brahma. but you are seeing the word. And Shastra says that the cause behind this word is Brahma, Shraddhatsva. May you have the Shraddha. Just as there is a tree in the seed, even though it is not seed, but you have Shraddha. Of course, now Shraddha is converted into Dhanam. Similarly, even though you are not seeing Brahma, but Shastra is a Pramanam, Shraddhatsva. So by this Vachana, Shraddhatsva Somya, what is suggested? That Advaitam Brahma is known only by Vedanta Pramana. Shastra is asking you to have Shraddha in Vedanta, which is revealing Advaita. And if Advaitam can be revealed by other Pramana, then we need not have Shraddha. Why? Because in the Acharya can say you can verify. If something is not specific to that particular means of knowledge, can be confirmed by other means of knowledge, we can say that. We need not say Shraddha. If I say that there is a dining hall, please have Shraddha in me, please. I don't have to say. I am saying there is a dining hall, you want to verify, go and verify. I don't have to say, please have Shraddha, there is a dining hall. No, available. So, if Advaita can be known by any other means other than Vedanta, then Shraddha in Vedanta is not required. Why? It is verifiable. The very fact that Shraddha is prescribed in Vedanta shows that there is no other means of knowledge available. This is not a small point. In fact, not having this clarity and conviction in this, many people miss this Advaita Jnana. In fact, more you study Vedanta, more you understand that how Shruti alone is pramanam to reveal I am Advaitam. It is not that one day you are going to see, I saw it from I am Advaitam. So very clearly, you cannot see in a literal sense. And even by anumanam, it cannot be arrived at. It looks like that it is arrived at, because you do not know anumanam completely. Otherwise, if you know anumanam, you will show hetva bhasa. So by anumanam, decisively it cannot be arrived at. We are going to give some anumana. We are going to have Ekya Bodhaka anumana. We are going to have. But those anumanas are not decisive. They are just helping you to see what Shastra says. So the point to be highlighted here is, if Advaita can be known by other means of knowledge, the prescription of Shraddha in Vedanta will not be there. But Shraddha is prescribed, Shraddhatsva. Therefore what? This Advaita can be known only by Vedanta. Therefore it is said, Vachanehi artha gamyate. Ka artha? Advitiyam Brahma Vedantetara Pramana Gamyam iti artha Shraddhatva Somya iti ityadi vachanehi gamyate. Is it clear? Connection is that. Brahma Vedantetara Pramana Gamyam iti artha Shraddhatva Somya ityadi vachanehi gamyate. Clear? It is simple. We have to first get the overall idea. Then slowly we will enter into it. Acha. And other Shraddhatva Somya means, may you have Shraddha, may you trust the statements of Vedas, Vedanta and Guru. Other one is Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The person with the teacher knows this Brahman. If at all someone knows, it is the person who has Acharya, who either had Acharya in the past Janma or who has Acharya in this Janma. Without having Acharya, one does not know. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Means what? For knowing this reality, one has to have the association with the Acharya. And who is the Acharya? Acharya is not the one who has done so many subjective experiments and then found out the truth by deep meditation. That is not Acharya. We don't call that person as Acharya. Acharya is what? Achinote cha shastrani. One who is collecting the vision of Shastra by referring to different Shastras. Means Acharya is the one who is revealing the vision of Vedanta, who is not revealing the vision of his own idea, who is not giving his own vision. Self-styled Guru, we don't accept. So Acharya is the one who is revealing the vision of Shastra, who is teaching Shastra, one who is operating the means of knowledge. So that Acharya, which indicates both Shastra and Acharyavan Purusha Veda. So by this vachan also what we understand? That Advitiyam Brahma is known only by Vedanta. And Shabda is not presenting something new. It is just revealing your true nature as Brahma. Therefore it is Svaprakashatvena Nitya Paroksham. If Vedanta is revealing something new, then you have to wait. Whereas here we say, here itself you know it. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to travel to Brahmaloka or Vaikuntha to know that Brahman. Here itself, Veda. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Thus, this vachanas like Shraddhatsva Somya and Acharyavan Purusho Veda convey this idea that Brahma is Vedantetara Pramana Gamya. And Vedanta is revealing what? Pratyaka Bhinna Brahma. And being Pratyaka Bhinna, it should be what? It should be Nitya Paroksha. And therefore, this idea is revealed by such Vakyas. And these Vakyas are specified by this long compound. What is that? Guru Vedanta Vakya Shraddha Matra Samadhi Gamyatva Bodhaka Vachanehi. By the statement which is Bodhaka, revealer. Revealer of what? Guru Vedanta Vakya Shraddha Matra Samadhi Gamyatva. That Brahma, Advitiya Brahma, or this Artha is Samadhi Gamya. It is knowable. How? Shraddha Matra, by mere Shraddha. In what? Vakya, the sentences. Sentences of what? Guru and Vedanta. In the teacher and the Vedanta. So by the statements that Advitiya Brahma is revealed only by the Shraddha in the Vakya of Guru and Vedanta, what is the idea suggested? That Advitiya Brahma is Vedantetara Pramana Gamya. Why? Shastra is talking about having Shraddha. As Shastra is talking about the importance of Acharya who is revealing Vedanta, that will be appropriate only when this Advaitam Brahma is known only through Vedanta. If it is known through other means of knowledge, Shastra will say that I am telling it, but you can verify. Shraddha doesn't have much role to play. But Shraddha means Pramanya Buddhi in Shastra is required. Why? Because only by Shastra Pramana it can be revealed. Many people are very, very intelligent, highly accomplished people in this academic field, and very intelligent, high IQ. But they also have difficulty in imbibing the vision of Shastra, Vedanta. One reason is this, that they do not have Pramanya Buddhi in Vedanta. That is the point that they miss. I really feel for them. They are sincere also. They really want moksha. They really want dhanam. But this Pramanya Buddhi in Shastra doesn't come. Therefore, what happens? They cannot understand I am Advaitam Brahma. So our traditional approach is this. Because of your punyam, you will have Shraddha in Shastra and the Acharya who is revealing Shastra. This cannot come by logic. I cannot convince the person logically that you have to have Shraddha in me. Cannot convince. Yes, we have some logic, supporting logic is there. But if person doesn't want to be convinced, he will have always counter argument. He will say, why not these Vedantas were written by somebody who also was confused, deluded. In fact, that's what some Western scholars they say that after this Soma Yaga, they will have Soma, they drink Soma drink, and they drink Soma means intoxicated, and they prattle something. And that prattling was written by some fool, and that is your Vedas. That's how that. I should not say this even to say also. I don't feel like repeating the version, but this is what they say. If somebody says like this, I really cannot convince that person. If somebody says that Vedas were written by somebody based on his understanding, and if he can figure out by his thinking or meditation, I also can figure out why should I accept? I should see the truth on my own. Why should I have Udhar Kamal credit? Why should I have get some borrowed things? I want to have original. There are people. I want to have my original understanding of truth. I don't want to go by borrowed understanding. This all Vedanta is borrowed. Somebody said, and I have to believe that. Why? Whatever way that person said, that Rishi you are calling, that Rishi gave this Vedanta, that Rishi must have done something to get this. I also should do that. So I will know what is exactly that. So what did Rishi do? You tell me that. That is written in Vedas. So if I say that they did it, they got it by tapas, then also we are having some shraddha. You accept that. So this you accept, why don't you accept that? Anyway, so if person doesn't want to get convinced, we cannot convince. So don't think that I can convert somebody into Vedanta. You cannot convert. That is why we have this, that a person who has got Shraddha, person who does Namaskara, person does Seva, and lot of reverence to the Shastra, reverence to the Guru, that person alone should be taught. Why? Because if anybody else is taught, will not work. Your effort will be waste. So therefore, we don't have pressure. If somebody is telling me, I don't believe in your Vedanta, okay, no problem. We can be good friends. You don't have to believe in Vedanta to be a friend with me. I have no problem. I don't insist that everybody should accept Vedanta. I generally give this example. Suppose we are having a sari shop. Should I buy sari from you to have a friendship with you? Not necessary. Similarly, you don't have to buy my Vedanta to be a friend with me. We can be good friends. I have no problem. This approach we have because we know that if a person doesn't have Shraddha, it will not work. We cannot convince. We cannot force Shraddha on somebody. Like we cannot force love on somebody. You cannot say you have to love me from today. Okay, you have to love me. What do you think? You cannot force love. Even because of fear, your fearing person may say, I love you. I really love. That love doesn't come. That we really need to know. Therefore, this missionary spirit that I will convert everybody. But one person was telling, one Swami was telling, I will flood this world with Vedanta. Don't have that pressure. No. But Swami nicely used to say. He said that physicists never knocks at the door and tell you, how about let us discuss some physics? How about discussing some physics? Does any physicist comes to your door and knock at the door and tell you? No. Similarly, we should not have pressure. that I want to convert the world into Vedantis. Never have the pressure. In fact, you will be frustrated because you will not be able to do it. You will say people, you will say people don't even feel the bondage. How do you talk about moksha? Really, this is so. Therefore, the Shraddha Matra Gamyam Advaita Vedanta. Shraddhatva Somya, by this Vachana, Shraddhatva Somya is the Vachana which is revealing this fact that Advaita Vedanta is understood by only Shraddha in Guru Vedanta. And by emphasizing on Shraddha, what is suggested? That by Vedanta alone, this Advaitam is understood. If Advaitam is understood by any other means of knowledge, Shraddha will not be emphasized. Shraddha is emphasized, therefore Advaitam is understood by Vedanta only. Iti, in this manner, Apurvata api Tritiyam Lingam, third linga. In Advaita, there is Apurvata of Shruti, and therefore Advaita can become Tattvaryam. This is what is suggested by third linga. Fourth linga. तस्य तावदेव चिरं यावन्न विमोक्षे अथ संपत्स्ये इति अनेन कार्यकरणसंघाताद् व्यावृत्तः ब्रह्मवित् ब्रह्मैव भवति इति अद्वैत ब्रह्मभावापत्तिरूप फलं प्रतिपाद्यते इति फलं चतुर्थं लिंगम्. The fourth lingam is phalam, result. यत्र फल प्रतिपादनं तत्रैव तात्पर्यं भवितुमर्हति. Wherever Tattvaryam is there, the phala pratipadanam, the presentation of the result will be there. Means, whatever is Tattvarya Vishaya, there phala pratipadanam will be there. We are not saying that wherever phala pratipadanam is Tattvarya, but wherever Tattvarya is there, phala pratipadanam will be there. So, phala pratipadanam becomes indicator. Pratipadanam means presentation. Presentation of the result of knowing Advitiyam Brahma becomes an indicator that Advitiya Brahman is Tattvarya Vishaya. Yasmin Vishaye Phala Pratipadanam Tat Saha Tattvarya Vishaya. That is the principle. Wherever, with reference to whichever subject matter, there is mention of the result can become the purport. This is the reason. This is the logic. Okay. So here he gives Tasya Tavadeva Chiram. This comes in that Vakya. Acharyavan Purusho Veda, in that. Tasya Tavadeva Chiram Yavanna Vimokshe. He talks about a wise person. Tasya means Gnanina. Brahma Gnanina. Person who had Acharya and who got the Gnanam. Tasya Gnanina, for a wise person. Tavadeva Chiram. That much alone is delay. Yavat na vimokshe. Until he is not released from the body. Means, wise person will have delay in Videha Mukti only up to the exhaustion of Prarabdha. Means, until Prarabdha is over, he will have to wait for Videha Mukti. Wait for is a figurative expression. Really, he doesn't wait. If a person is waiting for Videha Mukti, he will not get Videha Mukti. That's the principle. If you wait for Videha Mukti, then you will not get Videha Mukti. That's an interesting thing. Generally, you wait for something, it should come. But he said, if you wait for Videha Mukti, you don't get Videha Mukti. So Videha Mukti is a figurative expression. Acha, why Swamiji you said, if you are waiting for Videha Mukti will not come? Because if I have understood my true nature, then I don't say I, Brahman, am Jivan Mukta, or I, Brahman, am going to be Videha Mukta. Brahman is neither Jivan Muktaha, not Videha Mukta. It is Nitya Mukta. So when I have understood myself to be Nitya Muktaha, ever free, then I will not wait for Videha Mukti. If I am waiting for Videha Mukti, means I have got some feeling that, oh, little bit bound I am. Thoda sa to hai bondage. Means I have little bondage. Let this little bondage go away. If you are accepting little bondage, means you are accepting the reality of this bondage and bondage causing happiness. And that itself is a detrimental to your owning of freedom. So Videha Mukti will not come. Because Videha Mukti is for the one who has owned up Nitya Mukti. So it's a very interesting. When you are not waiting for Videha Mukti and you have owned up Nitya Mukti, then only Videha Mukti will come. Like one doctor told one person that if you are anxious about getting rid of your disease, you will not get rid of disease. I told no, that's very interesting thing. If you are anxious, when will my stomach ache go? When will my stomach ache go? That anxiety itself will create stomach ache. Therefore, you will not get rid of it. So you have to take medicine, but karmanyevadi karaste. My duty is to take medicine. I am taking medicine. Whenever it has to work, however it has to work, let it work. I am ready to wait. Then only disease will go. That is when I heard this, I was amazed. This is a wonderful thing. That if you are anxious about getting rid of disease, you will not get rid of disease. Similarly, you are anxious of Videha Mukti, you will not get Videha. I don't mind the Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti, it is only from the onlooker standpoint. Since people are seeing me with the body, therefore they are calling me now Jivan Mukta. I am free and now body is there, therefore they are calling Jivan Mukta. And when body will go, people will call me Videha Mukta. In me, Brahman, Jivan Mukti alpi kalpita, kalpita, Videha Mukti alpi kalpita. I am Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti, Bheda, Rahitam, Nitya Mukta, Brahma. That is my understanding. But in general, it is said that Videha Mukti is considered to be final Mukti because after that there is no further Mukti. Some people say that after Videha Mukti also person will come back. And he said people should come back. Otherwise, what will happen? The world will be empty. Isn't it? See, logic is very interesting. He said, see, this you have been telling that the samsara is anadi kalata is there. In anadi kalata, every year say 100 people become free. How many years have gone by? Innumerable. So innumerable people must have been free. So slowly, what happened? Like in Japan and some countries, and Western countries, many villages are emptied. People are not there. Will die. Population in some countries coming down. So villages are empty. Similarly, one day what? Last Shiva. Last कोई नहीं रहा चलो हम भी मुक्त हो जाते हैं सो वो भी कुछ नोट्स पढ़ा हुआ है वो भी लिखा हुआ so last person they become free then what there is no jiva anymore therefore they say it should come back really they seriously I think in Arya Samaj they say that mukta jiva also come back थोड़े समय के लिए how you go out no when you have some difficulty at home you go out and come back similarly this samsara bandhana is there so you go out and come back so that's what they say but this is not our mission that person comes back so videha mukti is considered to be in the vyavaharika level it is considered to be the last mukti parama mukti paranta kala it is called videha mukti kala is called paranta kala where
Vedanta Vidya Nishchitartha.
Vedanta Vidya Sannyasa Yoga Yate Shuddha Sattva Paramrucha Sarve
ते ब्रह्मलोकेषु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ते सर्वे. You have learned now the Vedic chanting also you must have learned, no? Huh? No?
Yes.
You remember, no, that we have learned. Because somebody learned. I don't know whether. Okay. So that's why it is talked about here. Tasya tavade. So Vyavarika Drishtya Vide Bhukti is Antima, therefore it is talked about. Acha. Then that somebody, what happened to that question that the Jiva, if they don't come, world will be empty. Because people will bug somebody. So the answer is that they are innumerable. That's innumerable, therefore it will never exist. How many Jivas are there? Infinite, innumerable. Better we use word innumerable. Countless. Means there is no figure we cannot give. And you want to know this idea, you go to one particular forest area and you see how many ants are there. Billions of billions of ants are there. Even in this ashram, there will be millions of ants and even thousands of cockroaches.
Mosquitoes.
Huh?
Mosquitoes.
Mosquito. And now we go to bacteria level. My God, in your mouth, 54 types of bacteria. Types, not 54 bacteria. Don't say 54 bacteria. 54 million bacteria will be there. So when you imagine, so innumerable that. Therefore, don't worry. Don't worry that somebody one day if everybody gets moksha, then the world will be empty. Let it be empty. Why do you worry? He wants to somehow say, Swami, I don't want to study Vedanta because otherwise world will be empty. At least one jiva should remain. Alright, so that is all that part. Tasya tavadeva chiram. For a wise person, that much is the delay. Yavanna vimokshate. Until he gets freedom from the body and freedom from bondage. This apparent bondage. Atha sampatsye. So vimoksha is a purusha viparinama. We have to do vimokshate. For him, that much is the delay till he is released from the prarabdha and attains from the prarabdha. Atha sampatsye. And then sampatsye means sampatsyate. He attains Sad Brahma. Sampatsye means sampasyate. He would attain Brahma. Means a person who has got the knowledge, he gets Jivan Mukti first and Videha Mukti later. Iti anena, by this, Karyakarana Sanghatat Vyavruttaha. This is the paraphrasing of Yavanna Vimoksha. The person who is withdrawn from the body mind sense complex means Tatra Abhimana Rahita. The one who is free from identification with this body mind sense complex, Brahmavit, knower of Brahman, Brahmeva Bhavati, becomes Brahman alone. That is the paraphrasing of Atha Sampatsye. Means he attains Brahman. Iti Advaita Brahma Bhava Patti Rupa Phalam. The result in the form of the attainment of being Brahman, Pratipadyate, is presented. Iti, in this manner, Phalam, the result, is Chaturtham Lingam, is the fourth lingam. So by Brahma Jnanam, Brahma Prapti Rupa Phalam is presented. Therefore, Brahman is Tattvarya Vishaya. All see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri